Hey guys, it's Smedge here with a long awaited video that a few friends have asked me to do, which is how I use a Touch of Malice on Aksis and showing how I can do more damage than a Dark Drinker. In this video you see me using my loadout in action compared to others using their Dark Drinkers, and for a maths comparison I'll be comparing my loadout to the one Data recommends on his YouTube channel, which is a Burning Eye, Ex Machina and a Dark Drinker, while my recommended loadout is a Touch of Malice, Ex Machina and an LLM's Frenzy with cluster bombs. I start each damage phase by firing 2 rockets of my Frenzy. It's got cluster bombs and cocoon, so every time he teleports the gun is automatically reloaded for me, thus reducing my reload time. The Touch of Malice requires health, therefore you use your health as your ammo, so there's no need to reload. Yet again we're minimizing our reload time. Now you simply switch to another weapon and your health replenishes. In this time, I use my sniper and revert back to the touch when my health is full. Now at this point guys, this is where all the maths comes in, so try and stay with me. I'll also write these numbers up and post them with the video. In an average fight, I get off all 6 of my rockets. Now each rocket does 18,735 damage when it hits. It also does a secondary damage of 5,899 in the blast radius. And the 6 cluster bombs that come off of each rocket do 486 damage each. So in maths terms that equates to 5,899 plus 18,735 plus 2,916 for the cluster bombs, and we multiply that by 6 for the amount of rockets that we can carry, and that equals 165,300 damage. As for my sniper with the Ex Machina, I managed to get off 14 shots on average, so this is 20,678 damage a hit, times by 14, which equals 289,492. And lastly guys, for the Touch of Malice damage, I managed to get on average 112 shots. That's a full health bar being used in every damage phase, and another half health bar in the 3rd phase. So it's around about 112 shots, so we times that by 4,746, that equals 531,552. In total, on average, with no supers, that's around 986,344 damage over the 3 teleports. The average time you get to damage is around about 63 seconds, so we divide that into 986,344, giving you a DPS of around 15,656. Now, a Dark Drinker loadout, if you got all your sword ammo with Radagast, gives you 18 swings. So the damage works out 18 times 6 hits of your sword, doing 4,062 damage each. This equals 18 times 6 times 4,062, giving you a total of 438,696. So already the difference between a Touch of Malice and Dark Drinker damage is the Touch winning by 92,856. Now remember, this is with no supers, so if there is a weapons bubble or a tether, the Touch of Malice would still do more damage. And also it's a ranged weapon that relies on no ammo, whereas if you use your sword ammo, you obviously use it on captains as well, and also you can lose time running to him on the 3rd damage teleport. Now I can also hold 16 sniper shots, so let's assume an average player using Dato's loadout got all of these shots off. That's 16 times 20,678, which equals 330,848. So let's add 330,848 to the Dark Drinker damage, and this gives us a total of 769,544. That means the primary weapon damage an average player would have to do to beat my loadout would be 216,800 damage with just the primary, which is not possible because that's an extra 3,441 DPS every single second of the damage time possible. Again, that's without reloading a single weapon and doing that primary DPS while you're also using your sniper and your Dark Drinker. Again, it's not possible. But I'm now going to get a few questions about supers and whatnot. So for argument's sake, let's assume I only get to use a tether in each teleport. But the Dark Drinker not only gets to use the tether in each teleport, he also uses a Weapons of Light bubble for his sword in the third damage phase. So my damage increases by 35% for tether, which is 986,344 times 1.35. This equates to 1,331,564. Now I can't calculate for a burning eye because I don't have one, but I can still calculate how much DPS it would need to do overall by looking at the other two weapons first. Now a Dark Drinker loadout uses 16 sniper shots buffed by 35%, and the Dark Drinker gets also buffed with the tether and Weapons of Light, so that's 35% and a further 25% again just for the Dark Drinker. So the sniper damage is equal to 16 times 20,678 times 1.35, giving you a total of 446,645. Now the Dark Drinker would be 18 times 6 times 4,062 times 1.35 times 1.25. So this gives you a total of 740,340 for the Dark Drinker. So you add the two together, it gives you 1,186,985. So what does that mean? Basically it means the Burning Eye primary weapon, or any primary weapon you use, would have to do an average DPS of 2,294 damage every single second, because the difference still between the Touch of Malice loadout and the Dark Drinker loadout is the Touch of Malice winning by 144,579. Now, to those who think it's possible to achieve 2,294 DPS every single second, I will again say to you that I don't think it's possible, because that means you would still need to do that damage while you're reloading, while you're using your sniper, and while you're using your Dark Drinker. So to basically conclude, the reason I use this loadout is to achieve maximum damage with minimum reload times. I mean, there will be those who whine about shanks and say, oh, but you can't one-shot a shank and all. Look, I touch two shots them. If I'm desperate, I'll use a rocket. There's always ammo lying around. Same with captains. You know, your partner can sword them if they have a sword. I mean, if I'm a warlock, I'll use Nova Bomb with Lance. If I'm a hunter, I'll use Golden Gun. If I'm a Titan, I use my weapons bubble, and I just pop a couple of rockets down there. You know, they're not that difficult, okay? I mean, for even more damage as well in this video, you'll see me using Lance on every damage phase. Golden Gun with Celestial works really well. Also, a weapons bubble gives you insane damage, so use those supercharges as well, okay? As for cannons, guys, yes, I understand cannons do a lot of damage. If I use a cannon, I do even more damage. If I don't, I mean, you'll see at the end of this video, I still do more damage than people who use the cannons. In this video, I was first, second, third, and fourth. Those people were using cannons. So, I mean, I know not everyone will agree, and I know that some of you are going to say that, yes, a sword is more practical, and I agree with you in that statement. I really do. I think it's easier for the average player, but this video is just to prove that a Touch of Malice loadout can do more damage than a Dark Drinker loadout. That is it. So, as always, guys, you know, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the video. My next video is going to be looking at comparing DPS when you're using bombs versus cannons, which one's more beneficial. Believe it or not, I actually found some very interesting results for this one, so I'm looking forward to publishing this one out. Thanks again for watching. I've been Smed. Enjoy the rest of your day.